Hey guys, Footy Manager TV here. Welcome to episode number 6 of my Leeds United FIFA 16 career mode series. And you saw at the very start of the video that the offer for Bianchi was accepted, all went through, so he's going to be leaving. We get some extra money now, so he can go for a 5-star judgment scout. I was happy to get one with 3-star experience as well to lower the cost a little bit, as experience only matters if you're searching for a specific type. If you change the type, you can see there in the options, but if you don't, the judgment is the only thing that matters. I usually give that tip as well in case anyone new is watching my videos, in case you're wondering, what they both do. Judgment is more so for the quality of players you get in. Experience helps when you're searching for specific types, in my experience with that anyway. So, I'm going to be scouting Australia. I showed the option of scouting in England as well, which I probably will do at some point, but you can see the price difference. And also, like I mentioned at the start of this series, and also look at that, we had an offer accepted, but there's only 1 hour left. So again, another thing with transfer deadline day, probably could be improved, and they haven't really touched it in a couple years, EA. Something I'd like to see worked on. An offer gets accepted, but whenever you accept it with like 1 hour left, it never goes through. Like, never, ever. It will be good maybe sometimes, and maybe sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, it just never does, because there's not enough time left. But anyway, we shall check out our U squad now, of course. Just that one lad in there, the Portuguese guy. But yeah, he looks pretty good minimum potential. And I'll give you a squad report here. Marco Silvestri, like I mentioned in earlier episodes, he's got 2 goalkeeping attributes over 80. So it's not really a surprise that he's doing well. He's been training pretty well, not training him, but he's developing well in his attributes. And you can just see any other players that are notable there. Brendan Galloway as well. We got that future fee, was about 900k. So definitely could sign him if we do have the money in the bank later in the season. Hopefully we shall do. But yeah, on the U Scout, we will be scouting Australia. Like I mentioned, I was going to say before about how I mentioned about Harry Kewell and Mark Viduka. Australian legends, really. 2 of the best players ever to play for Australia. I know when I mentioned that, a couple of people saying Leeds United, like they hate like Harry Kewell now, or fans anyway, but I don't really think about that so much because I don't really that doesn't really matter to me. Really, that happens in football when players leave, especially to another team. Like he moved to Liverpool, I can see why, but this is just the basis of what I'm talking about. Mark Viduka in himself was a legend as well, so to scout some Australian players. But going into the first game of this episode, which is against Fulham, we did score early there. That was a really good finish by Antonucci. He knows how to finish one-on-one. You can really see that there with the finesse. I think I should maybe attempt that more, as he can finish pretty coolly. It was a good finish, and that's his 2nd goal in the league so far this season. I always love scoring early goals, because then, well, this is not really a good explanation of it, because we didn't really push on and score more, but sometimes you do. Here we're bringing on Chris Wood and also Moat, who's impressed me so far. A lot of obviously I'm getting results, so a lot of players are impressing me. There's no one that hasn't really impressed. Like, there's no one that's been out of the ordinary and been bad. But here, McCormack, I have got to admit, that was a cheeky chip, but it was excellent. You can't fault that. I can only praise it. I'm not happy when I concede goals, but when I was just looking at that, that's a beautiful goal. And also, Gabby Agbonglahor, they made the signing of him, Fulham. Pretty good signing to bring him to the championship, but that was a perfect chip. Can't get better than that. So we're going to make another change here. Just one more change. We're going to bring on Aarons. You know, he's been firing lately. We'll just switch him up to the left side, as he's a bit better there. He prefers to play on left midfield. You've got to be searching for a winner here. And Murphy wins it back. He finds that man, Moat, and he goes bang outside of the box. You know that he does have that long shot taker trait, and he showed that there. He scored a free kick earlier in the season. It's still pretty early in the season, though, but to kick his kind of season off, you can say. But that strike, you're going to see all the replays here because that was a peach. That was hit perfectly. You can see the movement of that ball as well. Goalkeeper stood no chance. Look at that. Probably, yeah, the perfect replay there. That was an amazing hit, and he's doing well in training as well. I know it's probably not really reflected in the game, but when they are training well and performing well, it's a good story. It seems like, yeah, they're progressing well, or the certain player is progressing well. So we're going to look like holding on to this game here, holding on to the 3 points. And yeah, I'm winning quite a few games now on Legendary. Does anyone feel Legendary is a bit easier this year? Because I always used to struggle on Legendary, and now it just feels like it's balanced. It's not too hard, or I used to feel it was unplayable, and it wasn't fun to play, but now it is fun to play. I've won the first 6 games in the league. It's such a big thing when you're winning, but I'm not dominating games. That's the thing, and I just want to prove there I am playing on Legendary with no edits there, no cuts. It is on Legendary, so you can't put it on a harder level. So yeah, I can't make the games harder. That's just, I'm playing really well and I'm getting results. Like you just saw the last game, I needed that amazing strike by Moab to win the game. It's not like I won easily, and a lot of games are like that as well. The results are close. You might see me win like 3-0 one time or something like that, but for the most part, you'll see me win 1-0, 2-1, and you might see some draws here and there as well. Especially in the international break. The championship doesn't count for the international break. We don't have a break, so we're going to still have to play games with players missing, which makes it more interesting. There's not too many leagues when you do a career mode that will have that. Most just have that international break. Like when you have the Premier League, when it says players are leaving on an international break, there's no games during that period. So it just changes things up a bit. You'll get rewarded if you have a good squad. If you build a good squad, obviously first season, it's more how the squad is already. But we did make signings that we probably did need to. And Kovalenko, could we go for another goal from range? Not quite, because this game was basically, obviously, it was straight after the last one. So I was pretty confident from scoring from outside of the box. But he was not too far away with that. Kovalenko, who has been impressing me so far. Out of my teams, or my players, I should say, out of the team, yeah, not just my signings. Who has impressed you the most? I'd love to see your feedback, because that will kind of help me judge who to start in future games. If you see someone performing, and yeah, not just off one person judging, which is usually me, but unfortunately, you can see we concede from the corner there. It's always frustrating to concede like that when the goalkeeper comes up by himself. I'm sure you know how it is. You've probably been affected like that in free kicks and corners. I never really hold my goalkeeper up in that situation, especially from a corner. I just try and win the header. So yeah, it's very frustrating. And usually when he does that, you don't win the header, because it feels like you're controlling the goalkeeper, but you're not. It's kind of weird, but we have a chance from a free kick. It's Kovalenko, go so close, but then it falls to Lewis Cook, and he was there just for an easy header. The goalkeeper was out of position, and he could not have missed that. Just had to get it on target. Obviously, a pretty decent free kick. Goalkeeper out of position, but yeah, a simple header. After that, rebounding in the path to Lewis Cook. It's always good when that happens for you. You always get frustrated. Well, I know I do when you concede goals like that. So it's good that, yeah, you get some, or I get some along the way. So now we're going to be looking for the winner. Antonucci, can we do it? It is away from home against Wolves. They're about mid-table. And Buckley puts it in. Surely, Baka in space, shoots! Oh, Baka, you should have finished that. And it would have been, or it would have seemed like it would have been the winner. Would have been just before the 90th minute, and we go really close again. Cannot really just get a connection on the ball. So they had a late corner there, but nothing was going to come from it, as it was straight at Silvestri. As I mentioned already, he's doing really well. I actually lost my connection to the EA servers there, so I had to just reconnect. So you're going to see me just fix that up. But look at all the results there. There's some interesting results going on. But yeah, just moving on now as I reconnect to the EA servers. It's always jokes when EA servers fail. But anyway, Baka, he needs to improve that finishing and shot power. And hopefully in coming games, he can showcase that. because we need. It's still very poor, honestly. His finishing's low 50s, and even shot power, it's about mid 60s, but I want it a bit higher. So hopefully we can develop that a bit more. And if he does become decent with his finishing and shot power, he'll be a more valuable player. Right now, he's just a pacey winger with 5-star skills, and he's not really an impact in terms of scoring goals. Finishing, not high enough. So we're going to have to see how we're going to utilize him in the future through training and see how he goes. But here, Kovalenko finds that man Baka, who's trying to utilize those skills now, and he does get past too, and he's going to smash that with his left foot. As I was just saying that he needed to improve his finishing, he showed it on the game day here today. That was an amazing finish, skilling a bit, just doing some random skills, but hit it on his opposite left as well. He's only got like 3-star weak foot or something, with a lot of power, and he finally scores his first goal. He's a type that needs to be a guy who's going to create goals, whether it through be scoring himself or assisting with that 5-star skill. Surely he does. And Alvestad, I think that had a late chance in the half and never really looked likely. Was never going to be on target with that kind of strike. And 80th minute now, they're trying to build up. But again, it was a nice defensive performance after we obviously scored the first goal. And look at that by Marnie. I did want to show you, there was no other good chances, but that chance there, I have no idea, what was he trying to do? He was just lobbing it in an area he shouldn't have went for that. So they never looked likely for the whole game. We had a late chance here, Aaron's, but again, the ball was not the greatest. I did want a second goal, though. Again, putting the pressure. When you put the pressure on defenders, they just boot it out like that. They just kick it out so you can get a corner or a throw-in. Depends, where it goes out, obviously. Sam Byram has really impressed me. And look how he got past there. And surely he has to whip in the cross. No! He's going to fake shot and cut in. Tries a shot! And I think that took a little bit of a deflection because we are going to win a corner from that. But how good was that by Byram? I love Byram because in his positions, like on his profile, it says he's a right midfielder. But to me, he's more of a right back. He's got right back in his positions as well. But when he gets in that position there, obviously, he's got decent attributes to cut in or maybe put a cross in or something like that. Because, he's a default right midfielder. So he's good when he gets forward like that. But Burnley could be on with a chance. But look at that from Will Buckley. That was very, very impressive. Of course, he's on loan from Sunderland. So a Premier League player. Showed a bit of experience there, I guess you can say. I think it was against Joey Barton, just to make it even better. But there, he could not get past Ward. That was a fantastic challenge, if I'm honest. That was an amazing challenge. And Barton, again, played that ball. It's over the top, but was too close to Silvestri once again. And it looks like he's going to keep another clean sheet. Just wasting a little bit of seconds there just to make sure... we hold on to the deserved points and we don't really concede a stupid, injury time goal. Just make sure, we play out and get the 3 points that we really deserve here. You'll see from the match stats as well. Again, we defended really well. Didn't really let them have too many shots. They had 4 shots, but 0 were on target. They had 0% shooting accuracy. When the opposition has that, you don't usually lose games, so that's a really good thing. But look at the league table right now. We're just, I wouldn't say winning every single game. I did pick up a draw against Wolves, but we're playing good football. And I'm not conceding too many chances, and more importantly, not too many goals. So drop a like if you'd like to see another episode later today. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the very next episode.